One of my resolutions for next year is to sew more of my own clothes instead of buying new things, and I just got a sewing machine, so I thought to myself, why don't we just get started now? I've been wanting a simple off-the-shoulder long sleeve that's both timeless and flattering, so today we're gonna make that. I started out by sketching out all the different components for this top so I could keep better track of them, and then I took an existing top that already fit me well and used that to trace out the patterns for this new top. First, I cut out one of the sleeves and then I used that to trace the other sleeve. Once they're laid flat, they should look something like this, and then you can just fold them over again and sew along the edges. Oh, and don't forget to leave half an inch for seam allowance when you're tracing out the pattern. Next, I'm just cutting the bodice front and back and then laying those on top of each other and sewing along the edges everywhere except for the armholes and neck hole. Now that we have all three parts, we can sew the sleeves onto the top, and you just want to make sure that your seams are all facing the right way when you do this. To make the off the shoulder part, I'm just going to cut a line right across the completed top, and then I'm going to make a mark here 4 inches above the armpit so that the line can be even all the way across. Don't forget to leave some extra seam allowance above the line, and then also take the measurement of the line so that you can cut out a rectangular piece that's about 2 times the length of the line. This is going to be the fold over part of the top, and I'm just folding that in half and then sewing along the edge. I also decided to make this a little ruched, so I didn't backstitch the thread so that I could pull it and make this kind of ruching effect. Now all that's left is to sew the fold over part onto the actual top itself. You want to make sure that when you do this, the seams on the fold over part are facing outside so that when you do fold it over, it does not show. After sewing that all together, I'm just going to cut a diagonal line on the bottom of the top. You don't have to do this, it's just personal preference, and I think it makes the top look more flattering. And here is the finished top. I am so happy with how this turned out, and I actually ended up wearing this to my company's holiday party. Let me know what I should try to make next, and follow along if you want to see my future sewing projects.